What is going on, you guys? It is your boy SF Bay Area Sports Talk, and what a spectacular come from behind victory tonight by the Giants. I'm very excited. We are going to have Eric checking into the show to Hum Baby Baseball to get his thoughts very shortly. But let's talk about this win. Welcome, everybody. I am just so pumped. A come from behind victory tonight. We were trailing 6-2 in this game, and we do what we have done so well all season, and that is come from behind in ball games. Let's go through some of these comments. We got Joseph in the house saying, yes, 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 the Hunter Penn's doing it tonight. The freak in the house. I was scared when Rogers came in, man. Rogers shut the door down. Filthy changeup. Got his first major league save. We got Brandon D. Wild in the house. Dude, what a win. Oh, my goodness, you guys. This is what you love to see tonight. And so now let's bring on Eric to the show. Eric, welcome, my man. How are you feeling after that victory?
Yo.
We needed to get this win tonight, and we got it.
Yeah, man. And I was actually feeling good when Pence came up to pitch. I don't know why. I just had a good feeling. Normally, you'd rather see Dickerson, but for whatever reason, I said, maybe Pence is coming through right here. And boom, he comes through with the big one.
Oh, my goodness, man. And it's so great for Pence because, he's been really digging deep this year, getting off to one of his, probably slowest starts of his career. And so I couldn't be more thrilled for the guy tonight because, man, a 3-run blast. I mean, it was a 6-2 game in that seventh inning to within a run. And then, man, just Pence, I believe he got another hit later on to continue it. So yes, he did. He needed that game tonight. And, for Pence to get into the lineup, he's going to have these types of at-bats coming off of the bench. We got Sebastian saying the first 3 innings was terrifying. Yeah, it was a slow start today from Tyler Anderson. I thought he looked great his last outing in Colorado. But, the Astros, they got him for 3 runs in the early innings. So, it was great to see this offense pick up Tyler Anderson and get him a no decision. But, man, Hunter Penn's doing it. And Austin Slater, again, he did it again tonight, Eric, man, continuing to stay hot.
Oh, man, love Slater. Yeah, picked up a couple of hits, and, he's awesome. Flores with the big bomb. Obviously Pence. Dickerson had a couple of hits before he came out. We just were swinging the bats pretty well, and, the pitching was good enough. Tyler Anderson wasn't at his best, but then Wally Peralta, Sean Anderson, Trevor Gott, Tyler Rogers comes in. They shut it down and, keep it close. Rico Garcia, not too good. But other than that, it was all that we needed just to be able to just eke out that win. And, extra innings, I'm not a fan of the runner at second base, but, we took advantage of it today. So I'll take the win.
Dude, I know you're right. That last time with the extra innings, it didn't work out in our favor. Now, let me get a couple comments. We got World Traveler in the house. Welcome. Man, I know it was a hard-fought game, but great fight tonight coming from an Astros fan. And we got Roth in the house. Yes, sir. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Now, we got Wyden Solano play. So he was dealing, I believe, with an abdomen issue. And so we wonder if maybe that had an effect on how he played defensively. Because, it was really uncharacteristic from Solano yesterday, but he still continues to do it with the bat. So, hopefully we'll see him in there tomorrow. I don't know how severe it is, but, man, I'm just so pumped from this game tonight because, man, it took all that we could. Again, we've come back in a lot of games, but haven't been able to get over the hump. And so that was what you saw tonight. Crawford, another big hit, giving us the lead in the 10th inning. Another 2-strike at bat from Crawford. He did it last night with a 2-run single in the 9th. So you know what? Crawford's been starting to heat it up lately. I think he had a 3-hit game about a week ago. Now he's got the average up over 200. And so, yeah, it's big to start seeing the veterans pick it up. So we got Pence kills the Astros all the time. It could be a cardboard cutout pitching, and Pence would still get a hit against the Astros. Yeah, I mean, you wonder, he probably has great lifetime numbers against the Astros, and it's a great ballpark there, so love hitting in Minute Maid ballpark. You got John Collins saying a great day today. Dodgers lost again. I seen that. The Padres got the victory, and our old nemesis, you guys, Manny Machado, did the damage against our rival, hitting a grand salami against the Dodgers. So any day that we get a victory and the Dodgers lose, you got to love it, right, Eric?
Oh yeah. Perfect. I mean, obviously we don't know what the standings are going to look like at the end, but right now at this point in the year, yeah, we need the Padres definitely to beat the Dodgers. So that's beautiful. Yeah. So just everything's looking good today. I was definitely scared, Eric, going to the bottom of the 10th, but yeah, we pulled it out. Just absolutely awesome. I didn't predict a win in the pregame, so feel bad. I didn't give the Giants enough credit, but they came through.
Yeah, this was a tough one. Again, early, it didn't look like it was going to be in our favor. Anderson laboring a bit in the third inning. And yeah, just a lot of, I think, bad breaks, that kind of frustrating breaks. Yastrzemski, I remember now because the game was so exciting. I barely kind of remember what happened in the early innings, but Yastrzemski dove for a couple balls. And yeah, the big dive is when it barely, it rolled out of his glove when he was rolling over. And so thankfully it and get hurt out there because a couple dives tonight, but you love the hustle, you love the effort from him, and man, he has cooled off a bit lately, but he's still in there doing great defensively. And so man, it was great tonight for the Giants to bounce back because it wasn't looking good. And I mean, at one point in this game I was just really frustrated because I was thinking, man, if we lose this one, it was not going to be feeling good going into tomorrow. Would have been a win if we would have lost tonight. So we got Brandon saying, I want to watch the 1971 UK version of the old movie Vanishing Points where Mr. Fleming came through my radio. Oh man, dude, love it. Astros tried to sign Pence in the offseason, but he wanted to have more at bats and went to San Francisco. So I definitely, with Hunter Pence coming to the Giants, I loved it because he very easily could have stayed in Texas, whether signing with the Astros or the Rangers, could have stayed there. And we know he's from Texas. And I think it's a testimony to how much he loved his time in San Francisco, wanting to come back. And so hopefully, this is the hot streak we'll see Pence get on because, we needed him today to get this victory. Beer Gunny says, tremendous comeback. Pence started it. Yes, man, the 7th inning, much needed win. And Tyler Rogers coming through. John Collins says, getting some big outs. How about Rogers striking out Carlos Correa? I loved it because Carlos Correa, he's been the hottest hitter in that Astros lineup. And so with the runner scoring position, the tying run there, Rogers, man, you loved it. And his save tonight. What have you liked from Rogers this year, Eric?
Yeah, funny thing, I was just looking at his ERA looks terrible, but it doesn't seem like he's been as bad. I think his ERA is like 10.6, but he's actually, it feels like more often than not he comes through, especially when he's just asked to pitch one good inning. He'll come through and he'll do it for us. But yeah, it's just had a couple of outings where he just got completely destroyed and it's inflated the ERA. But overall, I've liked what I've seen from Tyler Rogers.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I totally agree because you're right. It's been a couple bad outings that have just ballooned his ERA. And we know for all the bullpen arms, you have a couple bad outings. It takes you like a month or 2 months to whittle down that ERA. And, we're in a 60-game season. So, for Rogers' case right now, just go out there and do what he's doing right now. He's starting to whittle it down. And you know what? Those couple outings, one of them, he was left in there for too long. Kind of got hit around. And so, he's looked great outside of those couple outings, just didn't go his way. So we got Jay saying Slater has to be a starter and bat no lower than 6th in the order. Would like to see a discussion on perfect spot in the order. He draws walks and would work well in the 2 or 3 hole. Yeah, let's start there with that take. We'll put this here. So, this is a good take here, Austin Slater, because, he has been earning that starting job in there. And, what do you think, Eric? Would you like to see him up there more in the lineup, or do you like him at that number 6 spot?
No, I feel like he does need to be up because he's hitting. He's hitting a lot better than Longoria and Belt. I mean, you got Belt third, you got Longoria 4. I mean, I know they got the names. You think Brandon Belt, longtime Giant, Longoria, big-time player. But if they're not hitting, they're not hitting, and they haven't been hitting for a while. So, as far as I'm concerned, I absolutely would bring Slater up in the lineup.
Yeah, I do. I totally agree with you. I like that because you know what? He's doing damage up there. He's seeing the ball well, putting backspin, going to the opposite field. And we're seeing him, become the star that here in San Francisco, we always envisioned that Slater could be. And, it just seemed like each year that he was starting to put together a nice little hot streak, he couldn't consistently put it together over stretch of games. And so, I think we really are starting to see that this year. And man, just for him to stay hot and keep it going, because yeah, man, he's been on fire on this road trip with 3 home runs now in the road trip. And so it's been amazing. We got Darren in the house saying Rogers looked filthy today, but we have to limit him to 1 inning.
Yeah.
I think that reminds me from when I think Gabe Kapler brought him in when he had pitched. He threw 20 pitches on the night game, and then the next day was a day game, and we brought him in. And so, yeah, you wonder how he would have bounced back from there. But, yeah, it's still been a work in place with some of the very questionable decisions with Kapler. We know the frustration's been there. Of course, Gosman being taken out at 80 pitches. But, yeah, what have you liked from I've liked a lot of what we've seen from Kapler this year. What have your thoughts been?
Yeah, other than just a few weird decisions, I think that he's been all right. I think that he takes a lot of his orders, though, from the top, I think, as far as who to play and lineups and things like that. So I don't really hold him too accountable for that. Some bullpen decisions been a little questionable, but hey, you know what? We got a big win tonight, and I'm still going to give him a chance,
Yeah, you're right. I think he's still learning out there, and you have to like what he's shown. And yeah, I mean, outside of a couple decisions, and I think you're right on. You're onto something there. I didn't even think of that about him taking orders kind of from the higher front office in terms of certain names and who to play certain guys. You wonder that. John Collins saying Slater better be in the lineup tomorrow. I think no doubt we will see him. We got Fran 30 in the house. It was fantastic to see Pence finally have a good game. Weird that Solano wasn't in the lineup. So yeah, we did mention Solano, unfortunately, is dealing with an abdomen type of issue. So hopefully nothing too serious for Solano, and we wish him nothing but the best. And so guys, I apologize if I don't get to all of your comments, doing the best I can. So always keep posting them and we'll get to them. But man, dude, I'm just so pumped from this win. And, again, this road trip, we knew it was going to be the biggest test of the road trip. And going into tonight, I mean, again, we were 2-6 on the road trip, just really not playing good baseball lately and falling out of the playoff race. And, it's starting to really look like that we weren't going to make a push this year. And again, obviously just 1 game tonight, but we needed to get this win. More importantly, needed to try to get a win over these next 2 games. And so now you're feeling good about the win tonight. And now we're 3-6 on the road trip. And again, with how poor the defense has looked on the road trip and how much we beat ourselves up, I mean, you will really feel good about being 4-6 coming back home,
Yeah, we will feel good about that. I mean, this was going to be a tough road trip. And one thing to take away is unless I'm mistaken, we haven't been swept all year. We always at least pick up 1 win every series. So, I mean, we're doing okay. Not as good as we hoped, obviously, but this was a tough road trip. And later on in the season, it's going to be easier. We're going to get home games. We're going to play teams like the Mariners. No disrespect, but, we might be able to beat them. So, the schedule gets easier.
Yeah, you're right. And that's going to be key because it's going to give us that opportunity to try to string together some wins. And yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of that. We haven't been swept. And again, it's a testimony to the fight and the grit in this team because, again, we saw it again tonight, another 4-run deficit. I mean, obviously, we've had some games that we have come back from 4 runs, but then we weren't able to get over the top to get the victory, but you just love it tonight and you love the fight that this team has shown. And man, down the stretch, we can string together some good wins and hopefully we'll see what we can do. So we got World Traveler. Thank you. Hey, Giants fans, congrats for the win. Thank you so much. A hard-fought game, and man, tomorrow is going to be all for the marbles, the rubber game of the series. And then we got Bearded Gunny saying, if we can get a series win and head back home to take on the A's, that would be awesome. That would be huge. I believe we are going to be facing Zach Greinke tomorrow, so it's not going to be easy to get out of there with a win. The Giants, I don't think we've announced our starter. We got Wolfison 28 in the house. Was there a reason Solano didn't play? Yeah, so I think a lot of people were surprised, didn't realize, but yeah, unfortunately he's had the abdomen issue, and Solano, hopefully he'll be able to come back and nothing too serious, so we'll see once we get more information there. But Solano is carrying a 15-game hitting streak, so man, I can't wait to see how far he can ride that hitting streak. It's going to be awesome. So we continue. Question is, Harris GM, does he go after a number 1 starter for pitching for next year? Yeah, that's a good I like this question here from John Collins. This is a good take here, talking about our future rotations coming up. So yeah, what do you think about in terms of trying to land a top starter, or do you like what we've been doing here, developing a lot of these young guys? When do you think we'll go out and maybe make a move there?
I don't know, but yeah, I think that we do need pitching. We got a ton of good offense in the minor league system, so then there's no minor leagues, but you know what I mean. So there is kind of a lack of pitchers. We got a couple, but we'd love to add a couple of pitchers some way somehow. I just don't know who they're going to trade away. I'm glad it's not my job to do it because I'd hate to see someone like Solano get traded. But, when you got guys 31, 32s hitting like that, that Farhan's going to consider it. So I think that, yeah, we just have to wait and see what he does and who's on the trade. It was Slater, too. I mean, I'd hate to see any of them go, because I'm a fan, but it might just happen.
Yeah, you're onto something there because, yeah, man, I would hate to see someone like a Slater or another young guy. So many great young guys before. So we got World Traveler saying thank you so much for checking in. So have a great night. So, yes, thank you, everyone, so far checking in today. Welcome to the show. So, yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind because, you can go out and trade some of these young prospects that the Giants have and go out and acquire a starter. Because, yeah, we have a lot of bulk of prospects. And so, you wonder who some of those names could be. And, yeah, it's going to be, I think also with Donovan Solano, I seen something today really interesting. I didn't know, but Farhan Zaidi has actually been trying to acquire Solano since his days with the Dodgers. So Farhan Zaidi has had his eyes on, Solano for quite some time now. I don't know how many years he's been tracking him, but man, it worked out perfect for us for him to get him last year in 2019 and seeing him take off the way that he has. Let's go through some more of these comments. Good game. I think Rogers should be the main closer, and the ninth is a comeback for the Giants. So, yeah, Trevor Gott looked absolutely terrific again tonight. Another scoreless inning. Of course, Gott has 4 saves on the year, and Rogers looked good in that closer spot in the 10th inning. I like Trevor Gott right now being the closer, and I could see Rogers getting a chance there. But Rogers could be that 8th inning guy. What's your take on those two guys there? Who do you like in that closer spot?
Yeah, between Gott or Rogers?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking Rogers before the season, but I really like what I've seen from Gott. He looks like he's just sharp every time he goes out there. His ERA is like 1.5, and obviously Tyler Rogers, if he's not on, he can get hit hard. So I don't know if I've kind of changed my mind. I like Tyler Rogers, but I don't see him maybe as a closer just yet at this point in his career. So right now I'm happier with Gott.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You make a great point there because, yeah, Rogers is still developing. And, as we know, his rookie season was last year. He got called up in September. And, he was just spectacular, bursting on the scene with a 1.1 rate last year in September. And this year, again, we've seen him have a couple rough outings, but has looked really impressive at times this year. And so, yeah, give him some more seasoning. You could see him possibly be a guy in the closer spot. But, yeah, Gott, he has looked terrific this year. Again, 1.50 ERA. I loved what we saw from Gott last year coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
And so let's go through some more of these comments. So Rogers could slide up the setup man over Tony Watson. Yeah, Watson, I've been absolutely terrific. And so look for Rogers to continue to move it. Astros blew a 6-2 lead, LMFAO. Yes, man, you love the Giants to come back again today. A 4-run deficit. We came back and we were able to get it in the 10th inning. You guys, there was so much action in this game. With us playing every game like it's a playoff game, that's how it felt for me today because of how important this win was. Right now we're now 8-11, so trying to stay above water on the road trip and, yeah, just hang around 500 and hope that we're still 3-4 games out of a playoff spot. So we got San Fran 30, Belt, Dickerson, and maybe Longoria needs to be on the trade block. Yeah, so you wonder some of these names, but the main thing with a guy like Longoria is that some of these veterans, teams are going to have to take on the money that these players are owed. So, you wonder if you can find suitable trade partners that are going to be willing to take on those contracts. But otherwise, I'm happy to write out what we can and the production we can get out of a lot of our veterans. And yeah, it's going to be critical to see them produce. We got John Collins saying we can thank our former general manager, Bobby Evans, for paying him too much money. Yeah, unfortunately, there are a couple of mistakes made there with Bobby Evans, but he did a terrific job for us. And then we got Brandon D. Wild. Dude, we made be good enough to get it done because our schedule is a monster. Gausman is on a 1-year, $10 million deal. Farhan said today he's going to keep him around in Spotify. So yeah, definitely we got that chance with the schedule, getting easier for us and seeing Gausman pitch the way he did. I mean, I think he was clocked in with the fastest fastball velocity on a strikeout since Tim Lincecum in 2008. So Gausman clocked in at 99.3 miles per hour with fastball. He painted the dot exactly on the inside corner to Max Muncy. Filthy, nasty pitch up there. And we're seeing him do that, and Cueto's starting to pick it up. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to get excited about.
Yeah, man, and you talking about the schedule coming up. It's already, the Angels, they haven't been too great this year, and their pitching is not that great. We can get to them. We're about to play 4 games against them. Diamondbacks, we might face Bumgarner. I'm not sure how the rotation is going to, end up when we take on the D-backs, but Bumgarner is going to be fun just because it's Bumgarner. But he also hadn't been pitching too good, so we might have a chance there to pick up a win against the Diamondbacks. So yeah, the schedule is going to kind of lighten up, and hopefully we really got to tear it up here after that road trip. And hey, maybe we still got a chance this year.
Yeah, man, I love it. It's such a good feeling to hear that because, man, again, this team, so many times this year, there's been chances where, you really just want to pull your hair out of your head. And I totally agree with you with Bumgarner. Unfortunately, it's been heartbreaking to see him pitch the way that he has. But, you make a good point. We might have a good opportunity to get to him when we face the D-backs. If, of course, again, if Bumgarner's still taking his slot in the rotation. But, yeah, that's going to be again, the Angels, we got them coming into town for a 4-game series. They haven't been playing well, so there's an opportunity there. The Diamondbacks, like you said, because we got, I think, 10 games, I believe, we play against our NL West opponents. So a lot of games still to be played that we can make up some ground. And yeah, man, you're right. This thing, we're still in it, and it's really exciting because, again, this year is, again, we would love to see them make the playoffs, but if we don't, we know that right now we're building towards the future, and we have so much to get excited about. We got Edison Zoe in the house. Welcome. Farhan Zaidi said all we have to lose is putting Joey Bart on a career path that doesn't allow him to get the most out of his ability. What we have to lose is. So, yeah, I did read something about this take from Farhan Zaidi. Wanted to get your thoughts on it, but I'll share kind of what I think. So, yeah, Farhan Zaidi, he didn't want to call up Joey Bart until, it's too early because, he doesn't want his confidence to possibly get fragments in it if he struggles early. And, for me, I mean, I don't necessarily agree that, I get that a guy could possibly lose his confidence a little bit, but when, some of these guys, I just think mentally to be where they're at that point, they can handle so much stuff. So I think why not allow them to get their feet wet and get some experience and call them up. And if he does struggle, again, we see a lot of young guys go through those growing pains. But, yeah, right now I want to see what we can get out of Joey Bart. So, yeah, obviously there's different takes on what Zaidi had to say. In L.A. with Corey Seager and Cody Bellinger, he did the same thing there where I think he called those guys up kind of early maybe per se, but or not too early. But then they ended up going on and having great seasons. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on the Joey Bart and calling him up?
Yeah, I'm with you. And Joey Bart's not he's not a mid-tier prospect. His dude is big time. He's going to be fine, I think. He might not start off hot, but remember Buster Posey, I think in 2009, he got called up, but he wasn't very good in his first few at bats. What did he do? He turned around and win the MVP, and he was one of the best players, best catchers we've ever had. So he's not going to lose confidence. This dude's got nothing but confidence, and he tears up spring training every year. So I don't know what the real reason is, if it's that the contract thing or the having him under control for an extra year. I don't know the real reason why they don't want to promote him, but I don't think it's because of the no confidence.
Yeah, and we got Dev in the house in the chat. He said the same thing. I wanted to keep him down to get longer control because there was that possible take, because, I think if we call him up by a certain point, then the Giants do have club control over him for an extra year. So, they might potentially be waiting for that. But, again, I'm not sure exactly what that day is. So we got Sebastian, welcome, who pitches tomorrow. don't believe the Giants have announced their starter, but we are going to be facing the Astros, Zach Greinke. So we're going to be seeing an old nemesis again. It's going to be a fun one tomorrow, competing against Greinke. We got John Collins saying, so maybe they have announced it during the post or shortly after the game here. Andrew Suarez, so I'll have to double check that. But if indeed Suarez is going to be starting, that would be very exciting because, we haven't seen Suarez get his opportunity this year.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to Andrew Suarez. I've always liked him. I've watched him pitch a lot in AAA. Obviously, he pitched some with the Giants. Yeah, he hadn't had a ton of success, but he's got good stuff, and I'd love to see it. So, yeah, definitely that's going to be awesome. If it's not going to be easy, Suarez against Greinke, obviously we know who the bigger superstar is there. But still, I like our chances with Suarez.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And especially with the 2018 season he had, that was when, for me, he really impressed me because, he pitched 160 innings last year, was consistent that season, had, pretty good amount of starts and pitched with a 3.60 ERA. But then 2019, he really regressed. I think had a ERA in the fives. And so really it was a, setback for Suarez in 2019, but hopefully for him, a young guy, he can get his confidence back and get going. Let's continue with some of these comments. We got Bearded Gutting saying, I love Andrew Suarez, big fan of him. Yeah, man, I love to root for the kid. He has such a great demeanor out there, and he's such a great competitor. We got word on Helio Ramos injury. So I don't know specifically. Have you heard anything? I'm not sure if there was an injury or something to Ramos, but have you heard anything about that?
No, I didn't know. I thought that, I guess there was some kind of, it was a while ago. He had some kind of a problem with his leg, but I thought he was perfectly fine. So maybe something else happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. We'll have to double check on that, but hopefully nothing too serious. So let's see, man, I had high hopes for Suarez. Dude was so good in the minors from 2016 to 2018. Yeah, again, he could still be the breakout star we've envisioned him. We'll see what he can do this year because, regressing back. So hopefully we can see him get back. Can you check what time the game is? I think they did say, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a 4:10 p.m. start here in the Bay Area tomorrow, you guys. So 6:10 in Houston for tomorrow's game. We got Ramos had a muscle strain. Brandon D. Wild says not serious, but he ain't getting the call. So hopefully, Ramos can bounce back because I did believe Kapler said we might see Helio Ramos get called up this year. And so let's see, what's the latest on Zach Green? John Collins says, I haven't heard anything from Zach Green. Again, this is a guy that really has impressed me and what he can do. A utility guy that, can hit for a not really high average and hit for some power. He really impressed last year. So I'm excited to see him when he gets his opportunity. And any other names that you're looking forward to seeing possibly get an opportunity this year?
Yeah, I don't know who all they're going to call up this year because a lot of the guys I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, if they're not going to call up Bart, they're probably not going to call up, Hunter Bishop or Ramos or Sean Jella. We might not see any of those guys, but I'm going to bring up the roster and see if there's anyone else that I'm missing. But we have a few guys. Obviously, Reyes Baronta. Looking forward to him getting through his injury. Want to see him back on the field. But Jalen Davis, we saw a little bit of, but I really was looking forward to seeing him play throughout a whole season, but they sent him down. But that's about it. I mean, all the young prospects that are part of our future I'm looking forward to seeing all. Derek Rodriguez, a guy I was wanting to see this year, but I don't know what's going on there. So there's a few names that I'd like to see.
Yeah, I'm right with you, Eric, there. I agree. Jalen Davis, he was a guy I couldn't wait to see this year, play throughout, full season consistently. Or in this case, a 60-game season. But it was surprising that they did send him back to the alternate camp. And, this is a guy that I think last year in AAA, Jalen Davis hit 35 home runs in AAA. So he is a guy that's got some immense power and can hit it out of Oracle Park. So I was looking forward to seeing him. So hopefully he does get the call back. And Derek Rodriguez, another terrific young arm. And when Derek Rodriguez was dealing when he first came on the scene in 2018, I had the good vibes of Tim Lincecum when Tim Lincecum first came on the scene. And I thought we were maybe going to see the next filthy ace of our staff in Derek Rodriguez. And same thing with the Suarez kind of deal where you had a really good, nice season, starting out, and then you go into again, you regress, take a step back. So Derek Rodriguez, we haven't seen him this year, but hopefully he can figure it out and, get back to the Derek Rodriguez we saw in 2018, because that's going to be huge, to make a big contribution to the rotation. And so, yeah, we got Bart is ready. Get used to it. His defense is solid. Yes, yeah. Joey Bart, man, you not only with the bat, I mean, defensively, he's a great game caller. I think in college, Joey Bart was already calling his game. So, he wasn't relying on a coach to make the pitches. So he was already game calling. So that's really impressive. Him getting that experience in college, that it was extremely beneficial to him when he entered professional baseball, because, other guys have to acclimate to that type of change. And yeah, like you said earlier, the confidence thing, I don't think that's the issue why they don't want to call him up. So who knows, maybe. Yeah, I don't know that if they would say that to say it, but yeah, but Joey Bart, man, I can't wait to see him when he comes up. And yeah, just a spectacular talent. And yeah, like you said, Posey came. It was September 2009. He didn't hit all that much, but then yeah, the next year, 2010, is rookie of the year award, and then leading us to the World Series. Man, 2010, hard to believe that was 10 years ago now. I mean, it just seems like the years are flying by.
Yeah, it's insane. But yeah, I remember when he came out in 2009, and again, yeah, he was 2 for 17, but nobody was worried about it. We knew this dude was awesome, and sure enough, he was. And I think same thing with Bart. And Bart's probably going to do better because Bart is just amazing. So yeah, we'll see him soon enough. I don't know. Yeah, and like you said, yeah, I can't believe it's been 10 years since that World Championship, and Posey's been around for about 11 years now. That's insane.
Yeah, man, dude, absolutely. So let's see. We're going to get to next topic here. Let's talk a little bit about the pitching from the ball game. So, yes, another terrific job from the bullpen. I'm going to pull up. So, yeah, right now from the game tonight, yeah, we mentioned Trevor Gott and Tyler Rogers from this game. Also, Sean Anderson did pitch in the game as well tonight, an inning in the third, and he's a guy that's been really picking it up out of the bullpen. I really like what we've been seeing from Sean Anderson. He's been exciting. Then you also had the lefty Wandy Peralta tonight pitching a scoreless inning. You saw Rico Garcia get a little roughed up. Rico Garcia's had a couple bad outings this year, but has really impressed. So, yeah, and then yesterday's game, we saw Harleen Garcia. So, yeah, I mean, what's your take this bullpen? We've talked about it. I think they've done pretty well for themselves this year, a lot of young arms. And so, it's really exciting because a lot of guys that we can see, be huge to go to in high leverage situations.
Yeah, the bullpen has been impressive for the most part. We know the bullpen's occasionally going to get lit up. They're going to give up runs, of course, but still, I think we couldn't have asked for much more because they're throwing well out there. Like you said, even guys like Sam Selman, other guys we haven't even talked about too much. But yeah, Harlan Garcia, Tony Watson's been okay. Tyler Anderson, he's been starting now, but he was really awesome. Wandy Peralta, the list goes on. Connor Menez, all these guys have been really impressed. Obviously, Trevor Gott stepped up. He's closing games. Tyler Rogers has been pitching well. And Rico Garcia, Sam Coonrod was pitching pretty well before he got injured. So, yeah, the bullpen has just been a bright spot for the team. And we needed it, too, because, Shark earlier, Samardzija, before, he went down, the starting pitching hadn't been too good. So we've needed that bullpen. We needed it tonight. And multiple games that we've won this year, we wouldn't have won without the bullpen, putting up zeros.
Yeah, you're totally right there. And yeah, I mean, the bullpen, unfortunately, we've had to eat up a lot of innings, some games, because yeah, the starters, they haven't been able to pitch deep into games. And unfortunately, and yeah, Tyler Anderson today, he got through 5 innings today, but yeah, the little rough, that third inning there. So we got a comment here on Collins talking about a Ramos Garcia. Where do you put a Ramos Garcia next year? Do you put him at first base or catching? So yeah, this is a great question here because let's see if I can hold on, guys. Sorry. Okay. Hold on, my bad. Okay, just trying to. All right, so yeah, so that from a Ramos Garcia. So yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts there? Because in my take with Garcia, again, I've seen this guy hit just an insane opposite field home run. He hit it in San Diego. I think that was like the end of 2018. And so, I couldn't wait to see this guy. And then, yeah, we saw him. Unfortunately, he had to have the hip surgery this year. So when we see him come back, I don't think we'll probably see him at catcher because, again, Joey Bart is going to be on the scene. So, yeah, first base would be a great spot. Would you see Garcia maybe even play third? Or what are your thoughts on where we might might put him in. Yeah, I mean, of course, he'll have to earn his playing time when he gets back. No guarantee how he'll respond, with the hip surgery. Might take him some time, like we saw with Posey, something to really intriguing there.
Yeah, we just have so many catchers. Like you said, I don't think he's going to be catching, but hey, he's got a lot of power. I think he strikes out a little, more than I'd like, but he could be someone that, people were out talking about trades earlier. He could be could be someone that Farhan's thinking of packaging him and sending him somewhere too. So just keep that in mind as well. But, if not, if we can find a spot for him, that would be awesome. Because like you said, he's got crazy power. He can hit the ball a long way. And when he's on, he can get really hot. But unfortunately, sometimes he goes into slumps too. Like last year, I think he hit like 143. So we'll just, we'll see how he's feeling. And if he's recovered and he can hit and he shows he's ready to go, we would love to see him third base, first base, somewhere to fill in, whatever they can figure out for him. Because, yeah, I'm a big fan also.
Dude, man, I love it, man. Great take there. So let's see. We're going to try to get through some of these comments here. Again, sorry, guys, if I don't get to all of your comments. So as we're going, let's see here. So I think we got Dolphin Beta in-house. I think Barr's average would be higher than Trump's right now. Yeah, again, Trump, he has looked great with the power this year. But Trump defensively we know he's had some learning curves to go through. We got John Collins saying Connor Menez should be a starter. Right now, I don't know if we'll see him get a chance to start, but he's looked really impressive out of the bullpen. So that's been great to see. And then we got Bearded Gunny. Let's see. Question for both of you. Has Johnny Cueto hit 93 miles per hour this year? And let's see. Well, I believe he has. I'm not sure exactly. I'm pretty sure he's hit a high velocity this year with Cueto. Again, him bouncing back from the Tommy John surgery. Really looking finally healthy. Again, kind of struggled a couple starts to start the year, but really has been putting it together. What have your thoughts been on Johnny Cueto this year?
I thought he's been off and on, but, I didn't expect – the guy's a little bit older. He's about 34, 35. So, I don't expect him to be the Johnny Cueto who started the All-Star game in 2016. We just need somebody solid who can go out there, give us 5-6 innings, keep us in the game. If he gives up 2 or 3 runs, that's fine. But, just keep us in the game. And that bullpen comes in and shuts it down. Hopefully gives our hitters a chance to get back in the game. But no, his let me look up his velocity is it's a little bit down, averaging 90.9 this year. Last year was 91.3. He's never he used to get up there, but he's never a guy who blew people away. He never threw 100 or anything like that. The guy obviously, with his shimmies and his quick pitches and his delays and all that, he's all about deception. So, I believe in Cueto. I think he's doing fine, and we're gonna stick with him.
Yeah, dude, I like that take. And yeah, you're right. You love these pitchers when they do those things, any way that they can find it, a way to have an advantage on the field when you're talking about doing the shimmy like Cueto. I mean, I love when he does that out there. It's just so, deceptive, and also working so many different pitches. That's what I think Cueto has, like 4 different pitches he can throw and has confidence to throw them in any count. And, the thing with him, he just always looks like he's having a blast out there and just having so much fun. Yeah, I'm confident, we'll continue to see him do very well. So we got more than Longoria any day, and he's less expensive. Kevin Pillar, he was a great San Francisco Giant, but I think, again, with the Farhan Zaidi, Scott Harrison, the new front office, they didn't bring Pillar back because we were going in a younger direction, wanting to have younger outfielders. And again, you see how many great outfielders we have on this roster. If we'd even brought back Pillar, I mean, there wasn't going to be any place for him. So, who knows? We might even trade an outfielder. I don't know. We'll see. Again, it's still kind of early until we get to the deadline. But yeah, some things to keep in mind. And so, yeah, so much to get excited about up and coming for the future. I just can't wait. A lot of these names are going to be coming up. And then again, the veteran contracts are going to be off the books. So, this team is really going to look like, a complete transformation. And right now we're slowly seeing this come together faster than I think we thought. Because, the Giants are playing some really great fun baseball. Of course, still got to clean it up. Today, I think we didn't have any errors, so that was awesome to see the defense do that today.
Yeah. We got to keep the errors down, keep the mental mistakes down. Look, we won by 1 run. So if we had made 2 or 3 errors and gave up some free runs, we don't win tonight.
Yeah, man, definitely. And yeah, that's the thing. It could have been a game that we beat ourselves, if we would have made those errors. And so, yeah, you're totally right there. And that's the thing. Cause I've been saying, there's nothing more frustrating than when you feel like you lost the game because you beat yourself up over whether it's a mental error or physical error. So yeah, the Giants, that's something we got to clean up this year again to really still stay in this playoff mix. But man, just a big, to some momentum, build some confidence. And yeah, I just love seeing guys like Slater now breaking out this year, becoming the star that, we always thought he can be. Alex Dickerson needs to be traded. Yeah, Dickerson could be another great candidate that we could, trade and bring someone in. He had a multi-hit game today, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, check the Alex Dickerson. Yeah, multi-hit game today. So yeah, Dickerson did get off to a hot start this season. He's now hitting about 267. Again, he ignited that spark, that amazing run we went on last summer. So, for the Giants to get into the postseason this year, hopefully we can see something like that magical run from last summer, because boy, was that fun to see, you guys. It was absolutely amazing. So man, and so now as we're going to start winding down the show for tonight, you guys, what an absolute exciting game today. Again, this is probably the second most exciting game of the year, if you call it, behind the Mike Yastrzemski walk-off into McCovey Cove, I think about almost 2 weeks ago now. It's crazy how fast time is going, but what a game that was. Solano, the 3-run bomb against San Diego to tie it in the 8th, and then we walk it off. So yeah, today was, man, such an exciting game. And so Eric, with you being the guest on the show today, what is your player of the game for tonight?
Yeah. I got a surprise pick, and I'm taking the Submariner. Tyler Rogers comes in, throws a scoreless inning, basically gets the save, gives us the win. It was stressful, but he came in and he knocked it out. 2 strikeouts in the inning. I don't care what his ERA is on the season. I love what we've seen from Tyler Rogers, and I'm taking him as my guy.
Dude, I love it, man. Great pick for tonight. The Submariner, Tyler Rogers. Man, dude, you just love to see it. And this guy is just going to continue to get better and build that confidence. And just, I love it. And tonight, it was big because, yeah, he got us to the 10th inning. That was a terrific managing by Kapler tonight, putting in your closer, putting in the man to get you to the 10th inning. Then we got our opportunity to score. And then you go to the next guy in the bullpen you have great confidence in to get some big outs. And him getting Carlos Correa, the Astros' hottest hit. I mean, that was huge. Again, who knows how the game could have went differently if Correa gets a hit and ties the game up there. We don't know. We could still be playing right now, you guys. So, yeah, I mean, thank goodness that we were able to shut the door down and get that big victory tonight. So now let me gather myself for a sec to see who I'm going to select for tonight's player of the game. So, yeah, I got my man again. Austin Slater does it again. I've been talking a lot about him. Another multi-hit game for him. Another clutch at bat. Even the outs he's hitting line drives at people. Again, tonight he worked an 0-2 count, 2-3-2 count in the 8th inning, and then hit an absolute smash that got caught right at someone, but also 2 hits tonight. So Slater continuing to stay hot on this road trip, 3 home runs on the road trip. And I love to see it. He's starting against righties, and he's starting to become that star again that we thought he could always become, and he's putting it together. So Slater, I love Slater. I love it. And so before we end the show tonight, do you have any last thoughts, Eric, heading into the finale of the road trip tomorrow? Of course, facing Zach Greinke, we got to get after him.
Yeah. It would be awesome if we can get a win tomorrow, win the series, leave Houston. Winning the series would be just amazing. But really just want to get home, want to get this game over with tomorrow, come back to Oracle Park, hopefully get comfortable, get that schedule a little more easy, and start putting together some wins, start putting together either a winning streak or, we need to win, 6 out of 8 or something like that. Start going, building up in the standings. And, because this season's going to be over before we know it. There's not time to mess around. So that's where I'm at with it.
Dude, I love it, man. You are spot on with your there, dude. And you're right. We got to come back home and try to put together some wins and get on a nice winning streak. Because, yeah, if we are going to make a playoff push this season, this is our chance right now, coming back from our biggest test of the road of the year, this 3-city 10-game road trip. So let's go home. We're going to a much needed trip back home. We've been on the road for forever, it seems. Yes, great win tonight. So thank you everyone for checking in the show tonight. We appreciate you guys so much. You guys make the show so much fun interacting with you guys. So thank you for checking in today. And this was such a fun show tonight. Talking a Giants victory, a big victory tonight. Come from behind. We were trailed 6-2 in the game, and we win in extra innings 7-6. You'd love to see it. And so we are going to go for the victory tomorrow. And so until next time, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Go Giants!
All right. See ya.